In Group D of the 2026 World Cup, the USA sits on top, having beaten Paraguay 4-1 and followed up with a 2-0 win over Australia.
Still in, might be two, is two.
6 points from 2 games already clinches a round of 32 berths.
That's amazing.
The most the USA has ever earned in a World Cup group stage. That number alone breaks with decades of group stage mediocrity. These results are fact to be explained, not celebrated as an inexplicable breakthrough.
Still Adams, battling it tight
It would be easy to say soccer's moment has finally come, or that a flood of new talent has suddenly appeared. But such explanations are too simple. They offer no insight into how the team reached this point. Instead of crediting a vague nationwide surge of interest or luck, we must ask what process produced this outcome.
Actually, you can go back to '84 in the Olympics when soccer was an overwhelming success, which is what led FIFA to take the risk, the big gamble, to bring the World Cup to the United States. But once it started, the U.S. Soccer Federation was really an all-volunteer organization, and we had to put together a management team, build a men's national team, and put on the '94 World Cup. All of those, fortunately, came together with great success, and that led to the creation of Major League Soccer.
For its first decade, the Major League Soccer prioritized staying solvent over producing stars. Teams shared rosters and finances under league control, and the salary cap kept spending modest across the board. Stability, not talent output, was the point. And it's that stability, more than any single signing, that gives the next generation of planning something to build on.
When I was drafted with the LA Galaxy, we were just coming off a summer in which Major League Soccer had decided to contract 2 teams, the Miami Fusion and the Tampa Bay Mutiny. And so in that offseason, all of a sudden, Major League Soccer was on the verge of shutting down, on the cusp of shutting down. There were financial difficulties, there were challenges, a lot of uncertainty, and now instead of 12 teams, you had 10 teams and 10 teams that were barely hanging on, where you had to have owners with multiple teams within the league. So the Hunts and Phil Anschutz and everything that they've done for this league to try to maintain it and keep it alive. And now you spin this forward years later, and where we are in Major League Soccer, where seemingly we have 100 teams in place and more are coming, it just gives you an idea of the growth of this league and the growth of this product.
US Soccer broadened its net at the same time. Recognizing the domestic pipeline alone wouldn't be enough. A formal dual nationals program was created to identify Americans raised abroad, and the federation aggressively pursued players holding US eligibility while playing overseas.
There are different types of dual nationals. It can be an American born abroad from an American family. It can also be Americans born in the United States from an immigrant household with strong ties to their homeland. It can also just be Americans born in the US that are simply eligible to have another passport. Now, each case is different. Just because a player has more than one passport, it does not mean he wants to represent another country or that he will. Like, for example, Christian Pulisic, right? He has a Croatian passport, but it was pretty damn clear that he only wanted to represent the United States.
Mauricio Pochettino was hired in late summer 2024 with an explicit 2-year mission to guide the team through the World Cup.
I am so happy and so excited to be part of your family, our family now, USA Soccer, head coach of men's national team, and it's an honor for me.
His task was to optimize the generation of players that previous policies had developed, not to create it. And indeed, his lineup choices reflect the system's output. In the opener, for example, he started goalkeeper Matt Freese and veteran centre-back Tim Ream, both homegrown MLS products, alongside players based in top European leagues. That side-by-side mix is not a sign of some extraordinary coaching miracle. It is precisely the structural fact that MLS academies and clubs overseas jointly produce the squad. Pochettino simply put the evidence of the long-term program onto the field.
And I think right now, when you start looking across the board and all the teams that have played so far in this World Cup, and we have seen all the teams play, and now we've seen some of the teams play twice, and you start kind of coming to conclusions as to what these teams are, you have to be impressed by what the United States have done. They're willing to press, they're willing to counter-press, there's identity, there's a personality to this group, there's maturity to this group, you're seeing it displayed in the performance. So yes, if I'm a United States fan right now, I have to be excited. I have no choice but to be excited.
Whatever happens next in the round of 32 and beyond, the group stage outcome itself has already proven the point. The 6 points are not a finishing flourish. They are proof that the strategic infrastructure is working. The USMNT's historic group performance is downstream evidence of all that came before. The system's output, rather than a mystery new beginning. In a sense, these World Cup results should be cited in arguments about soccer development, not celebrated as an isolated climax. The real achievement has been building the pipeline that delivered these results. In other words, the narrative is not the team accomplished X, but decades of planning accomplished producing this capable team. The US's group stage success is a milestone on that path, not an inexplicable miracle.